What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another old school versus new school, honey. So today's old school versus new school, I have the Oden Jewels and Gem palette alongside the Passion in Paris from BH Cosmetics. So when I first pulled this palette out and compared it to some other palettes for you all, I did it with the Dollhouse palette from Blend Buddy Cosmetics. But then when I thought about it, I was like, you forgot about Passion in Paris, because you know BH Cosmetics was bought by Makeup Revolution, and I don't really buy from Makeup Revolution anymore. I haven't in a while, so I didn't think about this palette. But when you look at them, I feel like they look pretty similar. Like this dark green shade right here could be a nice substitute for this unique shade down here at the bottom. And all the other colors in it, to me, actually looks quite similar. So I was like, I'd be interested to do an old school versus new school on both of these and see how it works out and which one looks similar. So as usual, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna pull you in close and cute like, and we're gonna talk about each palette and which one I feel like looks similar to the other one and all that good stuff, and how I like the format and all that. So we're gonna start off with the old one, of course. We'll end with the new one, and then we'll decide which one I'm gonna put on the eye off camera. So I'm thinking I want to most likely use the new one on camera to give y'all another look with it, because I'll only give you all one look with it, and I'll do Passion in Paris off camera because I already did a whole video dedicated to this, and I don't even know if this is up on their website right now. Now I feel like it is, so I feel like I've heard other YouTubers who still buy from them or who are on the PR list got it, said it was on there. I think Angie or Angelica Nikvist said that this was on there. But anyway, let's get into this palette and talk about it for a minute. Ooh, why am I pulling y'all so close so quick? Sorry. So yeah, I like this palette a lot. I didn't like the Party in Puerto Rico that came out with it, but this one I really liked. I like this one just as much as Blueberry Muffin. If you know about Blueberry Muffin, then you know, honey, Blueberry Muffin is like one of their best palettes in their collection. They have like a food collection, and then they have like a travel collection. Obviously the Paris one is part of the travel collection, but if this gave me the vibes of being like the cool, mysterious, like sultry sister of the Blueberry Muffin palette. That's the vibe that this gave me, and I loved this color story. So when I saw the color story of the Jewels and Gem palette, I didn't initially think of this, but when I truly thought back in my mind, I had pulled this out, I was like, yes, they are really similar. The formula on this is amazing, especially for a drugstore, because I think this palette is like, I feel like it's under 20 bucks. I feel like it's $16 to $18. Don't quote me, but it's like the quality on this is really nice for the price point, and it is a gorgeous color story. Now, I don't know if this matches Paris. Again, I have not been to Paris yet. I want to go before I leave this world, and I definitely plan on doing so. I think it'd be cool to go for Paris Fashion Week, but I really just want to go in general, and I love the color story of this palette. I remember making a gorgeous purple look with this that you all really liked. I wish BH didn't get bought by Makeup Revolution, but I guess I should be glad that they did, so that way they didn't have to go out of business. But I think this is a great deal, and if you find this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or Ross, honey, snatch it up, because I found the Lost in Los Angeles palette at Ross for like $3.99, and I went ahead and snagged it. Next, we have the Jewels and Gem palette. Y'all know Oden's. I've been down with Oden's Eye for quite a long time. I was down with them, and one of the first black creators, people told me that they saw reviewing them. That was the original Soul Man palette. Y'all know they have a whole new collection now, and their quality has been superb all the time. It just keeps getting better and better and better. So needless to say, this, sorry y'all, the car got full. I was saying that the quality has just gotten better and better over time. The shimmer formula is even more amazing than it was before. The matte formula is really nice. It reminds me of the Dose of Colors matte formula, where it's like it has a kick up to it, but that's what makes it pigmented and go and blend on really nice and easily on the eye. So I really like that about it. I really like how they add all these extra sparkles and shimmers to their eyeshadows that I feel like they didn't have in the shimmers in the past, or it just wasn't as, you know, sparkly and reflective as it is now. But again, since they've gotten really popular, they've gotten bigger budget, and they've been able to spend money on better resources. So I'm gonna go off camera and do a look with the Passion in Paris, and I'll be right back, and we'll figure out what I'm gonna do. So I'm zooming in real quick and cute like, girl, I'll be right back. Okay, look at that, just done. So I was surprised at the kind of look I got out of this palette, considering like the color story seems to be more mauvey toned, if you will. But this is the eye I got with the BH Cosmetics palette. Like I said, I was gonna do that one off camera because I wasn't sure if they still sell it or not. So that's what I got going on the eye right now. So I swatched all the BH Cosmetics shades first, and then I did, you know, Oden's Eye second. So BH, Oden, BH Oden. Sorry, no. BH Oden. I was trying to see which color matched closest to this one. Obviously, it's this one. Then this is BH Oden, and BH Oden. So this is what we're working with. So I think it's an interesting color story considering, like I said, what's going on. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. That's the shade that we picked on the Oden's Eye palette to match the other one. Then this shade is gonna go on our outer V. This is the shade that goes in the crease right here. This is our lid shade. And no, sorry. This is our lid shade. And then this one is our inner corner shade. So let's get to it, girl. I know I talked about this in another video, but different videos go up at different times. And this is how I'm feeling right now. This is what we're talking about again. So y'all, it's been a real struggle bus for me to be filming for the last, like, I want to say month. I felt like I just don't want to be bothered with trying to get up and film on my days off. Like, I used to film on Fridays and Saturdays. Lately I've just been filming like on Saturday, like 3 or 4 videos, and that's it. Like, I don't know, lately I just feeling like really like I don't want to film. Like, I work a full-time job. I think it's because I had so much going on with Adriangameover, about to graduate from 8th grade, that I, you know, didn't necessarily want to feel like filming or whatever. But it's like that has passed, and I'm still kind of like in this funk of not wanting to. Like, it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just started like filming. Normally I would have been up at like 10 or 12 o'clock filming, and then would have filmed some stuff late yesterday. Now I did film stuff yesterday. I think I did like 3 or 4 videos yesterday, so I still got filming them, but I didn't start filming till like 9 o'clock at night. I got over here like the day before. I got up, ate lunch or whatever, then I filmed at like I said, I think, yeah, 9 o'clock at night, just because I was like, I don't know, I've been in a funk where I'm like, I just don't want to film anything or really do too much anything. I forgot to do the Gucci blushes today. I was supposed to do those as opposed to put on the blush I have on now. I have on the shade Rosewood from Dior. That's the last one I had to grab. And then I have what's the other one? I have on Rose Crush from Makeup by Mari underneath it. So I'm like, I have on, you know, new blushes still, because the new blushes I haven't shown on my channel. But I'm planning on doing blush party video after this, where I just swatch a whole bunch of the new blushes and compare them to other blushes, and then we talk about the different formulas and stuff. I usually don't do videos like that, but just because there's been so much blush, like it's getting ridiculous, I figured I'd go ahead and put a video with all of them in it, so that way if you don't want to have to go watch each video for like the blushes, that you can watch that. That'll be up probably before this. I'm trying to get that up by the end of this week, and then the Gucci blush video will go up I'm hoping Tuesday, because Monday I know my eyeshadow palette clutter is supposed to go up, and somebody's been asking about that every year. Like after January comes, somebody always asks for my eyeshadow palette collection video. So it's like I've got part 2 of that coming up, and then when I go home today, later on tonight, I'm gonna try to do a couple of the small drawers. I'm not gonna try to tackle the big drawers yet, because I like to let them sit for a while, because those take the longest amount of time. So on the time I don't feel like driving out to my grandma's house, or I'm feeling lazy and don't really want to film too much anything, I know I can film those. I got a couple of eyeshadow palettes coming in the mail. A couple of ColourPop eyeshadow palettes coming in the mail from when they had a sale. So I'm thinking about giving y'all a video on how I recreate my palettes now that I have one coming. I know one of y'all asked for it, so it's like I remember the stuff y'all asked for. It's just like I have to have a time where I can do it. So I got eyeshadow palettes coming, so that way I can do that video like someone asked. I feel like it'll be fun to do, so you can see my like process. I'm going to recreate the Alice in Wonderland palette, just in case anyone's curious which one it's going to be. Y'all know it's got a pressed glitter in, which I'm not feeling it, and I don't necessarily like the whole color story of the Witching Hour palette from ColourPop, the second Hocus Pocus palette they came out with. And since it's in square pans just like the Alice in Wonderland, I'm just going to like take some shades out of there and move it around to make it look like what I want it to look like. It might not necessarily be a traditional cohesive color story, but you know, since Alice in Wonderland is a scattered, like, excuse me, crazy movie, if you will, I feel like it's okay for it to be a scattered, crazy color story. As you all see, just to save time, I put the lower lash line shade underneath there. That's because it was darker than this one, so I wanted to make sure that they both were already underneath the eye, so that way I didn't disrupt the color on this side, because this crease is clearly darker than the other one, but you know, that's what I'm working with, girl. I'm actually kind of liking the like uniqueness of it, because I feel like this isn't one I would traditionally pick the colors out for on its own had I not had to match them to another palette. So sometimes I like doing these because it gives me unique color stories or combinations that I wouldn't have thought to put together otherwise, because you know I'd have looked at certain groups of colors together and put those together, as opposed to mixing and matching like I am now in order to like create a look that both the colors will match for us to get a better idea of. I did that yesterday in another video too. I had to match up shimmers that I felt like didn't necessarily go with the look, but the look ended up looking fire. You all should see it on my TikTok when I put up the video for the Maybelline lifter glosses, because I got all 5 of them. And I decided to do a TikTok on them instead of like a YouTube shorts. I might end up making it a YouTube shorts. It depends, because it has to be 60 seconds and that video was almost 2 minutes, so I don't know that I'll necessarily end up doing it on here. So that's what I'm telling you now, like it'll be on my YouTube channel, I mean on my TikTok, so you can go check that out. Yeah, these colors not the same at all. This is more of a like silvery, like gunmetal type vibe, where the other side is more of like a true navy, like midnight type blue situation. This one to me is looking like a whole veil. They had similar colors, but they didn't have exact. Maybe I should have put it against the dollhouse one. We can still do that one if you want. You can comment down below and tell me if you want me to do the dollhouse palette alongside this one to see if they're similar like I said they were. Because to me they look similar in the picture, but we have them both in person now. If you all want that, you can let me know and I will do it. Y'all know I have no problem sitting down here doing an old school versus new school in a hot minute. Because it's fun pulling out older palettes and using them again and rekindling your love for them. Aside from the fact if it's similar to something that's new that's already out, I can help you all save money even if I don't save money. Like KK said, Colorful Camille, like we buy all the palettes so y'all don't have to. And I liked her video on the new Yucca palette from Natasha Denona, because she showed the Killer Purr palette that I didn't think to show, but that's because I recreated mine. Y'all know I recreate palettes, and Menagerie is some of the ones that are magnetic, so I went ahead and recreated it because I had 2 of them, and I just put all the fun colors in one and left all the neutral palettes in another one, so it wouldn't have been a true palette for you all to see. And I was too lazy to Google it and redesign the palette, but she showed it in her video. So if you want an additional palette to think of when it comes to the Yucca palette, you should definitely check out her video. I know y'all watched my shorts, but that palette was not in there. And in KK's thumbnail you see the Menagerie palette, so just wanted to throw that out there, because I do like to watch KK's channel. I do want to make sure that people, like, you know, knew about that dupe, and you can go see her video to see how the palette actually looks. Okay, y'all, so let's put in the inner corner shade now. Then we'll talk about which eye I like better and why. Okay, y'all, so dust over my green real quick. Y'all know how I am. I gotta dust to make sure everything looks like sharp and airbrush before we finish off, girl. So let's back it on up and talk about my thoughts. Okay, so as usual, I like each palette for different reasons, or else I would have kept both of them in my collection. Occasionally, it'll be one where it's like I don't like both palettes, but it's like I keep it for stuff like this when it happens, so I can be like, yeah, this looks similar to this, and this looks similar to this. But this time, I like each palette for different reasons. But if I had to choose a look, I think I would choose the Oden's Eye one, just because I feel like it's giving more of a grungy effect, if you will, to the eye. So it's like a cool, like, grungy vibe going on. I do like the Passion in Paris one though, because I like some of the tones in it better than the tones in the Oden's Eye when it comes to this eye look. But if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick the Oden's Eye palette. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. But I do like this green in here better than the tone that they have in their palette. I like the fact that their burgundy shade at the bottom though is deeper. It's more like a brownish burgundy, whereas this is kind of like a light burgundy tone, if you will. It looks darker in the pan to me than it does when you put it on the eye, which was a little disappointing to me. I like the fact that their shimmer has a blue base to it as opposed to like the gunmetal thing, but with the tones that they chose in their palette, I feel like all of it together just looks amazing. So I say I like the Oden's Eye better than the BH Cosmetics one when it comes to the eye look. But that doesn't mean I don't like the BH Cosmetics one. I love the BH Cosmetics palette. It's just, when it comes to matching the tones up, I like the way this eye turned out better than this one. That's all. So those are my thoughts on both of the eye looks. You can comment down below and tell me which one you like the best. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.